Today what we're going to do is we're going to look at tactics. For those of you who were here Saturday, you know what we're doing. For those of you who weren't here Saturday, this will be very new. We will eventually break this up into two different rings. But right now, I'd like two people who were here Saturday to get in the middle of the blue ring area with sense. Grab some data.
Here.
No, you've got one. Michael's got one.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, you were here Saturday too.
Every time I'm here.
All right. Now,
Nice.
I'm going to grab this from you for a second. Guys, pay attention. Coleman and I are currently not in engagement. We're not in engagement because unless my name was Aaron Silaki, I can't hit him from here.
Who?
A guy who could hit him from here. Those of you who know who I'm talking about are just nodding and crying because you'll never be him. I won't be him either, am I wrong?
I knew who it was.
Yeah. And he can hit you from here. Trust and believe. I can do anything I want out here. He's got time to do anything he wants. I can initiate an attack from here. I can throw some big dumb thing that possibly will get him to respond. I can do like a Fiora thing. I can, oh look, I stole space. Look at my feet right now. Now I'm here, and if we have longswords, we're in engagement because anything I do he cares about, right? But from here, I can throw any number of flourishes I want, and it doesn't mean a thing. I get here, and suddenly things are different. Everything he does matters. Everything I do matters. If I step and do that, he has to decide whether or not he's going to respond. He has to decide, is it going to be short and he can just countercut it? Whack, done. Or does it look like I may get springy and do something crazy and he really wants to put a parry on top of that? So we're going to look at things. Now the process, we're going to look at controlling tempo. When we control tempo, I'm going to start using a phrase in here because it turns out we have a bunch of people who also have played Go called Sente. Sente means I've done something you have to react to. We don't really have a good English word for this. Those of you who played video games in the 1970s, like I did, might remember the word Atari. Atari means I have to react now in Go. You do not want to be in Atari. You want to be in Sente. You want to be the person who is forcing other people to do things. Your goal is to obtain a circumstance where they have to react to you, and all you have left to do on your sheet is win. They can possibly react to you again and prevent the win, at which point they have wasted an action while in engagement because they haven't threatened you. They haven't taken Sente from you. They are not controlling the tempo, and you, next thing on your to-do list, win. So you guys are going to get engagement, and half of you are going to come over here, and you are going to pilot Jake, like Jake is a Jaeger. And some of you are going to pilot Coleman, like Coleman is a Jaeger. He's your big Coleman mecha. Coleman, this is your chance to be big. All right. All right, so Team Jake and Team Coleman, divvy up real quick. Here's the way this works. The availability of mechanics determines the availability of techniques. The availability of techniques determines the tactics. You get to tell Coleman or Jake what to do. You do not get to determine how they execute the command. Because if I cut like this, I'm going to cut one. This determines Coleman's next action really differently than if I do this. One. Okay? So if Jake or Coleman happen to have mechanical flaws, that's going to alter the availability of the techniques that come next. So we're going to play this like a video game. All right, Team Jake. For right now, someone shout out, how should Jake open once they're both in engagement? What should he do?
Static.
Three, okay, open with cut 3.
Okay. It's like, oh, which one's 3?
Okay, stop. Okay, now, Coleman, you are not allowed to giggle. All right, somebody tell Coleman what he should be doing.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't tell them how to do it, just what to do.
You can
tell him how.
You can tell him the target.
Okay.
But
And
his
his
target is
execution.
execution.
Yeah.
For example, Jake has done a terrible cut 3.
Very terrible.
And this dictates Coleman's options. Okay, notice,
Look at that.
Coleman did not counter cut 3 to the wrist, did he?
No. Countercut 4.
He threw 4. Now, at this point, what can Jake do?
Take the hit.
Lead.
I should think
Step back.
So, Coleman is going, aha, here comes the cut. What can Jake do from here?
36.
Is there anything he can do?
Sidestep.
Walk around, look at it.
Like,
Walk
sidestep.
around, look at it.
Yeah.
Sidestep.
Yeah.
Parry 5 step.
You can also
And
use
while
sidestep.
stepping backwards.
Carry 5.
All right, now.
So you realize I've thrown the cut this way, right?
Yeah.
His energy is coming this way. So he can't simply violate physics and suddenly go this way.
I will violate physics and go this way.
Because he has energy going this way, he can't violate physics and go this way. His choice is take the hit. Now, one of the reasons his choice was that was because he cut badly. He did this. And his cut didn't actually threaten Coleman. You said counter cut 3, so go to counter cut 3. Okay? I know you don't want to, but do it anyway.
We meant something else.
It's okay. Coleman got my cycling instruction to cut
We meant
4,
to.
so.
Ah, okay, so what you're telling me is that none of you remember your cuts.
Yes. Yes. That's exactly. We meant to.
Reset confidence.
We will have to do many cuts in the future to rectify this. All right, so we learned something. If I throw a cut in engagement that's not, hey guys, respect please.
Okay.
If you want to gossip, there's a parking lot. If I throw a cut while I'm in engagement and it does not threaten my opponent, what have I done?
Open yourself up.
For starters, I have given him the initiative. I have also opened myself up and given him a target. I have also done nothing to prevent him from seizing this target. Ever. Engage. Team Coleman, what does Coleman do?
I'll go with a cut 4.
All right, Coleman, open with cut 4.
Yeah.
All right. Now, notice, Coleman also cut short. Coleman cut short in a way that says, I'm opening with cut 4, and I don't really like what I'm seeing here, but I want to get a sense of what's going to happen. Notice his mechanics are a little off. Notice the high breaks to the elbow. That changes things. But also notice, he more or less froze here. He's like, okay, and what are you going to do? This is smart. If I make a committed cut at somebody who's standing there waiting for me, what's going to happen?
They're probably going to pounce on the opportunity.
Yep. Dead end. The big Panther theme. All right, Team Jake. What should Jake do? All right, somebody on Team Jake. Tell me what Team Jake is doing. Counter
Somebody
cut.
throw a command.
Okay, counter cut 2 is nonsense.
No, it's not.
Yeah, that's very nonsense.
That's very nonsense. Give me something Jake can do that isn't nonsense.
Standing.
Stab it. All right, that was a very general command. Jake, stab it.
Do a stab.
Step back.
All right. What's Coleman's choice here?
I die. think,
All right,
I think he
now,
has to take the hit.
I want to tell you guys that there is an option that isn't take the hit.
Ah.
Reason being, I'm going to impersonate Jake here, step back.
Yep.
Throw your cut four. He threw cut four, and you changed it. Yep.
That's right.
And Jake went, ha ha. But notice that Jake did not establish a bind. If Jake had gone here, Coleman has no option but take the hit and die, right? Jake's here.
Oh, return to guard.
He's probably going to land this thrust. But Coleman does have, because he made a non-committal move, something he can do that will totally preserve initiative for Jake, but will push Jake gets the win button slightly down the road. Somebody on Team Coleman, tell me what it is.
Return to guard.
All right, line it up. Return to guard. All right, that was not it.
You wouldn't have time to get there.
Because he's moving forward and you move backwards without interdicting the blade, so he's just going to follow it in. There's no way you can run away that fast. Okay, go back.
It's gonna be-
So we know that wasn't it.
Hang there, right? It's gonna be-
Don't ask me. Give your robot a command. No, he was the one that read.
Sidestep.
You're supposed to be on my side. What are you doing? Don't give me ideas. I'm trying to learn. Yeah, let them make the mistake. And you see how you do wrong. Because there's one good answer.
Okay, step where and cut.
Step that way, and false edge cut flat on the wrist.
I'm so sorry, Coleman.
That
Could
looks
you
like-
please step to your right and forward and false edge cut under the wrist?
Okay. Impale.
All right, that's not going to work. All right, now
We're 0 for 2, team. Come on.
I want you guys to.
I threw my.
Hey! Seriously, gentlemen. I want you guys to notice something. We are barely 15 minutes into this. And we already have a raging slew of bad calls. True or false?
True.
All right. Tactics can be tricky. All right. We're going to do this again. Get an engagement.
Wait, can you respond how we?
Oh, he died. Oh, what?
Oh, yeah.
What would work?
Okay, so I made my non-committal cut, he's threatened the thrust. Okay? What would work is get a bind. Because he's gonna push in. Ah! Now, let's be very clear. My position here defines sucktastic. That's possibly the worst move you could have made.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Do that.
Ah. I see. Leaving the bind. Oh, yeah, leaving the bind, go around that. Yeah,
You
okay.
leave the bind and then make a big movement when I have a direct cut.
Right.
Potentially all lined up.
I see. Yeah.
Right.
So what would be the right move here then? Because I still have like initiative.
back off. You do.
Yeah. Aha, over, I see.
Drop your body right in, go, all kinds of other things. It's not great for you either. Kick me in the ribs would also work. Where's the rest?
Use tackle.
Yep.
All right,
Big
so
head.
engagement.
I needed to say that.
All right, Team Jake, pilot your mecha. What should Jake do to open?
Cut one.
Great, cut one.
Cut one.
What way should he cut one? Should he blast in to force Coleman to defend himself?
Yeah.
Should he throw a non-committal probe? Hey guys, think about this. When you are entering engagement, how do you intend to start this game off?
Yeah, can I cut?
A what?
A committee cut one.
Okay, so blast in. All right,
This is problematic.
Team Coleman. What should Coleman do?
He should parry one and.
You only get one move at a time. So he can
Parry
move his
one.
feet, he can move his blood, body.
I'm looking. Parry one.
This is a good for either of us.
No, this is a good situation. It takes a lot
other people tell you really bad ideas is super educational.
That's never stopped.
You will all get to experience it. All right, come on. Team Coleman, what's he doing?
He's gonna carry one.
All right, Coleman, parry one.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Coleman made a really crappy parry. Actually, no, he didn't.
It's not the worst.
It's not the worst.
It's it's kind of a middle line.
No, it's not really a middle line. But Coleman didn't do a couple of things that would have made it better. So, Team Jake, what does Jake do?
Drop on your tiny guard and get the rest.
Yeah, cut under the wrist of least regard. Return back.
Oh, no, you don't get to dictate how he returns to guard, remember? So Jake did something really cool, but also failed to do something important, right? That's fine, because we're taking turns here. As Jake
Generally,
is,
you don't get enough time to actually go for the wrist like that.
often you do, depends on the angle. This block was exactly the block you don't do that to.
Mm-hmm.
If he was over here, like most of you guys do, that's kick. Here,
It's a hard one.
he's threatening that wrist cut. Team Coleman, what does Coleman do?
You should stab him in the face.
That would hurt.
That one's right there. He left his point behind. Yeah.
All right,
Make a primal scream and then stab him in the face.
all right, now, Coleman, I know you don't want to, but could you please stab him in the face?
Wait, I said go off one, two, as a diagonal.
I know you don't want to, but could you please go offline and stab him in the face?
That's a new teeth job right there.
All right, so what happened with this point?
It's
Okay.
I'm going for his wrist.
So, at best, that's a double.
Almost survived though.
Distraction.
Maybe.
Distraction.
I don't think it's gonna bleed out. You can
arteries coming through.
Yeah, there's also a lot of distortion on that thrust because of the pressure that just hit behind it. So what happened here? You guys didn't defend yourself, did
No,
you?
we sure didn't. We saw an opening and we dove for it.
And what happens when you are being threatened and you don't cover yourself?
You get cut usually.
You're both right.
You get cut. Good thing you said step offline, otherwise it would have been even worse.
Yes.
Step offline for us felt like two separate commands.
All right.
Hey, we're not all pretending we need.
But it's one movement. Right, so you're going off of what movements.
But
All right, Dylan and Trevor, up on in.
Hey, okay. Let's make some decisions.
All right, so have we uncovered some basic tactical principles? And if so, who can tell me what they might be?
Defend yourself at all times.
Defend yourself at all times is a tactical principle. That may or may not turn out to be true. We'll find out. Coleman.
Maintain blade engagement.
For us, maintain blade engagement, most of the time, we like to have a bind, right? Okay, those are possible principles. What happened? Go ahead.
Don't open with a super committed cut. It is always a bad idea.
That's wrong.
Almost
I
always.
want them to feel threatened.
If you open with a super committed cut, can you count on there being a good response?
I always feel threatened.
Depends how quick you get first time.
You can count on a response if you open with a committed action. You are tempting fate if you open with a big committed action, right? That said, dropping a few bombs just to keep them honest and to keep them on their toes is not the worst thing you can do. Especially if you can steal distance. From where they were, maybe not the best opener. Get engagement. All right, Team Dylan. What does Dylan do to open this?
Stab.
Nah, it's too far. Non-committal.
Thrust.
You can do it.
Great.
Dylan,
You can step.
you do not have to obey Trevor. Go ahead, Dylan, do that. Dylan, go for it. Do that.
I do it.
Freeze. Team Trevor. What does Trevor do?
Well, first things first is turn towards the blade, carry it away with the thrust.
That was very vague instructions. Trevor, do that.
Okay.
Fiddlesticks.
Stay still. Team Dylan.
Take the rest.
What do we do for here?
Take the wrist.
This is the take the risk moment.
Yep, that's
Take
the
the
wrist
wrist.
movement.
But what do you need to
Okay.
finish the mouth?
I like that hand.
Sidney, you were threatening the rest. You don't get a free win. Team Trevor, what are Trevor's choices?
TikTok gentleman.
I'd say,
I'd say step back and return the guard.
no, Dylan's overextended. I think Trevor could take a step off right to his line, throwing a cut two to Dylan.
He could have if he blocked like you did. Notice that Trevor over-rotated. Because Trevor over-rotated, he can't do that.
Okay.
That's not an option for him.
It's all good.
Notice, the bad mechanic has now dictated the techniques that are available. We've got more videos and content coming, so if you liked what you saw and it was useful for you, please stab the like button, /subscribe, and punch the little bell icon so that you're notified immediately when new content comes available. Thanks, and go do the thing.